AC Milan shocks the world with a crazy new plan, and with the world's talent on our side, can we take this team back to the top of Europe? Hey, welcome back, Respected Jeff here with a brand new career mode series. This time we take on legendary Italian giants AC Milan, but as usual there is a Respected Jeff twist on this series. Now, there was a time when Italian football ruled the world. It was a country where all the best players in the world were playing, but the level of Italy's top flight has declined over the years. So in an effort to bring the world's top talent back to Italy, the league has decided to remove all rules around homegrown talent, meaning that teams no longer need to worry about having a certain amount of Italian players in the squad and are free to sign whoever they wish. Now, AC Milan, who are especially desperate to get themselves back among Europe's elite, have embraced this new rule wholeheartedly and laid down a crazy new transfer policy. From this point forward, the team is only allowed to have one of a player from any given country, and the board hopes that this can make AC Milan the world's club, and that by attracting talent from all over the world, we can reestablish ourselves as one of the best teams in Europe. But before we can get to signing any new talent, we have to get rid of a lot of players. Since we're only allowed to have one player from any country in the entire squad, this means especially the Italian players are gonna be hit hard. Luckily, we already have a pretty diverse squad. We got people from Ivory Coast, like Ibrahimovic from Sweden, so a lot of the first team can stay, but the first tough decision we have to make is which Italian player do we keep? Well, I put it up to a vote, and I'll be doing this continually, so keep your eye on the community tab. We are keeping Donnarumma. Unfortunately, that means we have to get rid of some other really big names like Romagnoli, our star center back. We also run into the same problem with Spanish players. Castillejo makes way, as we do have Brahim Diaz in the squad. I'd rather keep him. Andrea Conte needs to go as well, and unfortunately Tonali makes way too. Too many star Italian players in this squad, but I really do think that our goalkeeper is the best out of all of them. I also had a tough Croatian decision to make. We opt to keep Rebic in the squad, selling Alilovic in the process. So with all of that done, we end up with 150 million to spend. And before we get to the big signings, I had to make a couple just to fill the squad numbers here. Seamus Coleman coming in for right back. He'll probably be our captain as well. He has the leadership trait. Not the highest overall around, but a solid player. Also coming in is Pedro Obiang of Equatorial Guinea. He's a great option because no one else is going to be coming from that country. Pretty well rated. He'll be more of a depth signing than anything else, but both players coming in for relatively cheap, leaving us with plenty left to spend. So now we get down to the real order of business here. I think we need a couple signings, probably someone up top and a center back as well to really lock the squad down. I got a little ambitious with players here. I have a couple shortlisted who are just out of our price range for now, but we will raise money over the next few seasons. I think our number one target here is Sarr of Watford. It's a realistic one because they're in the championship now, and he has so much potential on him. I would love to have him for this squad. So I get a couple offers in for players, but ultimately it does come down to Sarr. He signs for us, not for cheap either. It took 50 million to prime away, but I really want him in our team. He can play up top too. He's a right mid slash striker, very young and 87 potential. He really could go on to be a star for us. And coming from Senegal, he's a good option too, so it doesn't take up the place of some of the more popular countries. Stefan Savic is our next signing from Atletico Madrid. Fantastic center back, so experienced, so he's really going to round out our defense. And coming from Montenegro, he won't take the spot of some of the more popular countries. And the big signings do not stop there. Next, we bring in Milo Rashica of Kosovo, coming in as a center forward. He'll play kind of all over the front line for us. He's a very versatile player, and coming in for 38 million, I do expect him to make a big impact on the squad. Definitely one to watch out for, and big expectations as he takes the number 9 too. All right, so to round out our signings here, it's two more fullbacks because that's an area we're very light in. First up, we look towards Mazraoui, the right back of Ajax, and to make this happen, they wanted Diego Lasalt to go the other way, the Uruguayan. I didn't have too many plans for him anyways, so it gets the fee down a little bit, and then to cover for that left back position, we make another signing, Ali Adnan, the Iraqi player, coming in. He'll definitely be back in the pecking order. Hernandez has that spot at left back locked down, but He's a solid backup option from not the most popular country in the game as well, which really works in our favor. This is our team as it stands, guys. We made a ton of new signings, used up almost all of our transfer budget, but I think we're looking good. And really, the name of the game for this career is going to be prioritizing which countries we use for some of the bigger names where a lot of the talent is pooled in, like England, France, Spain, those kind of countries, and then having, you know, a good balance of some of the more obscure countries to fill out the rest of the squad as well. Obviously, because we can only have one from every country, but our team's looking great. We have some really, really good options on the bench, as well as a strong starting 11. Not the biggest squad in the world. We don't have that many in the reserves, but the people we do have in the reserves are solid players, so I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone performs, and a lot of opportunity for growth, several young players. Seamus Coleman, like I said earlier, will be our captain starting out here. He has the leadership trait, so unfortunately the game makes it difficult to do anything but that, but I think he's a good option. Plenty of experience, and especially working out of the defense, hopefully he can tie that together for us. So we step in here and we get our first press conference underway. We're fielding some questions here. The question of the day is, what is our goal for this first season here? Well, it seems to be Champions League qualification. Like they said in the press conference, it seems to be a minimum requirement for us. We really need to push for it this year. I don't know if we can challenge for the league realistically, but we're building a good squad here. People asking questions about some of our new signings as well. Savic in that back line is definitely one to watch out for. So everything taken care of, all eyes on our first game here, and this is how we line up 4-4-1-1. And with players from all over the world, this is already the most diverse squad to ever grace an Italian pitch. Really trend-setting team out here, debuting for the first time ever. So with all eyes on this game, let's get to it. Alright, well, it is a big moment out here. AC Milan debuting their new team under this transfer policy, one player per country. It's the first time any club in the world has seen anything like this. A starting 11 and bench comprised completely of players from all over the world, different countries, coming together to play as one. Well, we're trying to rebrand ourselves as the world's club, and this is a huge step towards starting that out. So here we go. Ibrahimovic gets things underway, and our new signing Sar already picking the ball up there on the wing. Can we get out there and get a good, positive result? And it all comes down to this. Ibrahimovic giving the ball away early here. Verona defending very deep and trying to make sure that we don't get on the score sheet early. Getting forwards themselves now in a little bit of a dangerous position. Hopefully it won't take too much time for our players to gel out here. The problem might be that they're all from different countries, obviously not going to speak the same language, so we're going to have to work really hard to make sure our chemistry stays up. Defensively, we're looking solid already, some crunching tackles coming in here, and we've got a lot of new signings in that back line who I'm really looking forward to seeing more from. Ismail Assar gives it to Ibrahimovic, lays it back off. Cassier plays him through, and Sar picking that ball up on the wing. So much pace on him. Cutting inside, it's well read by the defender, but he continues to go. Great run, and Sar clips it forward. Çalhanoğlu unable to convert that chance right in front of goal. Well defended in the end. And now from the corner, coming in, Ibrahimovic straight at goal. That's the powerful header that he's capable of. Cleared off the line again by the Verona defense, and they are away. Pressure starting to mount in their direction. Although it's pretty end-to-end so far, Verona again charging into our box here. Can we defend well? Savic trying to read the play, and he's in the right place there to make the block. It's out and just touched by the forward there, so it's through for a goal kick for us, able to play out from the back. Over the top, Hernandez for Rebic. Benacer picks it up. Ibrahimovic, and he's got an option on the far side. It's Sar through on goal. Terrible defending from the Verona backline, and so composed from our new signing. It's Sar to finish his first goal on his debut, and he's had a fantastic performance so far. He's looked really threatening going forward there, and he just makes it look so easy. Takes his time on the ball, waits for the keeper to come out, and take a look at that replay. Tucks it through his legs, megs the keeper for his first goal in a Milan jersey. Outstanding performance already, and we do find ourselves in front here. Verona continuing to find success down that right-hand side, but not too much to come from it. Hernandez, outstanding defending there, shoves his man off the ball, and we're really getting in some boots here on these challenges. Hernandez again, Verona trying to find their way through, Coleman defending well, and they just can't quite get a final chance off. Coleman flying in, forces the ball out wide. Hernandez again down and blocked. Verona unable to get off a clear shot here. Our back line working so hard to keep these chances out. And again, headed at goal now. This time it goes wide, and we take it to halftime with that. We still have our one-goal lead intact. It has been pretty back and forth between the two teams, but we're defending pretty well and keeping the chances from really threatening the goalkeeper too much. Donnarumma has not been called into action much, if at all, in this game. I really don't remember him having to make any saves, which definitely is a positive. Theo Hernandez now trying to get a ball back to the top of the box. It's a lovely play here. Benacer, Çalhanoğlu pays it through, and Rebic is running onto it. Can't quite get the pass off, though. And it's in from the throw now. Kessié flicking it back through. It's Sarr again. Looked really bright on his debut, and he continues that run going into the box. And how has that not gone in? And it's trickled out wide. Rebic unable to convert that chance. I don't know how. He had the shot deflected by the goalkeeper. Another chance on the follow-up, headed straight down wide of goal. But it was all created by that run from Sarr. He has looked so lively. So with the 1-goal lead still intact, some subs coming on now. It is Brahim Diaz and our new signing Rashica both coming on for a little more firepower. I'd love to double our lead and really secure this win in our first match here. Theo Hernandez using his pace to get forwards. Not too many options ahead of him. Give and go with Benacer. It's forwards now. Ibrahimovic. Rashica getting involved, and he can't quite get the pass off. Verona do play out from the back in that instance. Corner coming in now, and Donnarumma makes easy work of that, catching it, and hopefully he will live up to his reputation here, staying with the team. We had to make a huge choice, getting rid of some of our other Italian stars in favor of him, but I'm really confident that it will pay off the decision. Kessié playing it through. Coleman again, getting himself through, and he gets a cross in, looking for Ibrahimovic, gets his header on it, so strong aerially Ibrahimovic, but he couldn't quite keep that one on target. So it's another sub coming on now. Kessié gets a rest, and it's Pedro Obiang in our midfield to lock things up with about 15 minutes remaining. The scoreline probably doesn't quite flatter us. I thought we've played well. We just haven't been able to get a second goal, but we do maintain the lead nonetheless. Obiang getting into the box, and it is one back. His first touch, not too bad, but he's definitely not known for his footwork. I don't know how many defenders he'll be blowing past this season. Verona getting forwards now. Theo Hernandez covering, and it's out wide. We just have to prevent any mistakes here in the final couple minutes of the match. Coming at the 80th minute, Sarr turns his man. Fantastic stuff out here on the left-hand side now, and he's trying to find his way through. Can't quite do it, but he stays tenacious. Can't quite win the ball back. He's just looked so bright, though. Tons of energy. Every time he touches the ball, it looks like something might happen here. Ball over the top from Verona does go missing here. But they're not giving up that easy. Still 3 minutes left in regular time, and they're looking to make something happen. Beautiful ball over the top in the box now. Surely not. Through on goal, and a shot saved by Donnarumma. Called into action. How about that? Well, that's as good as a goal, and he might have just won us the game if we can see the next few minutes out. Punching away from a corner now. Well, he hasn't been called into action too much, our goalkeeper, but he has stood up to the challenge when he has been, and that's the important marker that we look for in that position. Benacer doing really well on a yellow card to win that ball back. Ibrahimovic picks it up out wide with Brahim Diaz now. What does he have up his sleeve? Cutting inside, good footwork. Picks out Benacer, and he's got an option on the far side. Theo Hernandez running into space. Time almost up. Can we get a second? In the dying minutes, Rashica! How has he not converted that? Well, he opted to take a touch instead of just having a shot at goal. It was a good run from him, really good cross to pick him out, and we do see the game out just like that. 1-0, and not a bad opening game. Both teams played pretty well, I thought, but we definitely had even more chances to score. I think we'll just continue to grow as the season goes on. Ismaila Sarr, deservedly man of the match in his debut game, and I'm expecting big things from him this season. Alright, well, after the game here, Ante Rebic messages me to tell us he's happy playing out there on the left-hand side where I debuted him. Didn't have a particularly notable game, but he is a very good player, and we picked him over Alilovic, so I have a lot of trust in him since we could only have one Croatian spot. But with our first game played here, I am going to pause and let you guys get active in the comment section. Let me know who we should sign moving forwards. I'll start to make a list of all the suggestions here. The name of the game is going to be picking players from countries that we don't have, obviously. So there are a couple big name countries left already that I'll just tell you right off the bat. Germany, England, Netherlands, Switzerland, Colombia, just a few that are open right now. We can make signings in those positions, and we should make those ones count since a lot of the world's top talent falls under some of those countries. You'll have to look at the squad we have now and see kind of what's filled already. If you have players from more obscure countries that you think we should go after, definitely let me know. I'm totally open to suggestions, and I want to keep this active with the community on it. In the meantime, Zlatan Ibrahimovic at 38, he's getting so close to 40, we gotta make sure he's at least usable through the end of this season and doesn't decline too much. So I'm gonna continue training him as a target man. Those are some of his best stats. His pace doesn't matter too much anyways, we just need him to be there in the box and play simple 1-2s through for goals. He did have the assist for that last goal to Sarr, so I think he'll be a useful player for us up top this season. Alright guys, that does bring us to the end of this episode though. We will round out the transfer window next episode, so again, get active and let me know who you think we should sign in the meantime. If we can't make any of those signings right now, we'll make them in January, but I want to have a list together before I go forwards. Alright, and thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you've been enjoying this series, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to stay up to date, click the little bell to get notifications. It helps my channel out a lot when I can get early views like that, and hopefully you guys are just enjoying this and want to follow along anyways. So I will be back soon with this. I'm also doing the Chelsea career. I'll be running these two alongside one another, so stay tuned on both fronts if you're enjoying these series. So I'll be back soon with next episode, but until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.